author of Vicki's Vegan Kitchen, and I'm going to show you how to make an African groundnut stew. This is made with collard greens and sweet potatoes and some nice spices, ginger, fresh ginger, tomatoes, and it's really nice and really simple, and everyone likes it. So, just about everyone anyhow. I'm going to show you how to chop collards because not everyone knows how to chop collards. Take a bunch of collards and just roll them up like this. And I'm going to cut off the tough part of the stem, but you can just slice the stems very, very thinly, and you can use them, especially if they're not too thick. So collard greens take a while to cook, so we'll just chop this whole bunch of collards. So we've chopped up our collard greens. And now I'm going to go to the stove and I'm going to saute an onion. So we put the onions in the pan with just a tiny bit of oil, just enough to keep them from sticking. And I'm just sauteing the onions till they start to get a bit translucent. You don't have to even saute them all that much. We just get them going because the collards take a while. So I'm going to get the collards, put them on top. I like to cook in layers sometimes, and that way the things on the bottom get cooked first and the things on the top cook last. So you put the things that cooks faster on top and the things that cook slower on the bottom. Going to add some ginger. Should have added that to the onions, but doesn't really matter. Let me tell you quantities though. I used 1 large onion and just a big bunch of, normal bunch of collard greens, about a heaping tablespoon of freshly grated ginger, and we're using about 2 pounds of sweet potatoes, and you cut the sweet potatoes in fairly large chunks. I'm going to add some turmeric because I can. I love to add turmeric to just about everything I can add turmeric to because it's so good for you, anti-inflammatory and just full of wonderful phytonutrients. Don't even have to stir, I'll just leave it there. Okay. Now we're going to add some water and cover the pot. So water. Cover, and since collards take a while to cook, we're going to let them cook for about, maybe 20 minutes before we add the sweet potatoes. So when the collards are almost cooked, we add the sweet potato. Just put it on top, stir if you want, but you don't really have to. And turn it back up, let it simmer, and we'll cook until the sweet potatoes are done. Oh, one more thing. I want to add about 2 cups of strained tomatoes, organic strained tomatoes from a glass jar. When the sweet potatoes are done, take a little measuring cup or a ladle and just ladle up a little bit of the broth. Easier said than done. And then we're going to mix it with 1/3 cup crunchy peanut butter. Make sure to use an unsweetened peanut butter. We don't want this to taste sweet. So we're going to dissolve the peanut butter in the broth just so it won't be lumpy when we put it into our stew. See how the liquid thickens the peanut butter? And now we're going to add it to the stew. Stew simmering again. Just stir it up and keep it, when it boils, it will thicken and become a wonderful sauce. It's nice and thick after it came to a simmer. I'm going to take it off the heat because I like the flavor of fresh raw garlic. And sometimes people are afraid to eat peanuts because of the mold that peanuts sometimes have. And if you add fresh raw garlic, the allicin in the garlic is antimicrobial and will get rid of any mold that the peanuts might have. So I always find it interesting that the cultures where peanuts are used very often in traditional diets are also used in conjunction with garlic. So there it is. And serve it over rice or millet.